All right, MMA fools, we are back to discuss maybe the biggest card of the year. We'll see, but more than likely.
Minus one fool.
Minus one fool, Brandon, the encyclopedia of MMA knowledge.
Kind of upset.
Yeah, he misses like the biggest card.
I should have never brought him. Then we wouldn't know what we're
missing. I know.
But I mean, we're all gonna. It's not like we're all gonna be here every single time,
Right. But it's just it's kind of unfortunate too, because like you even found a babysitter.
Yeah, because there's such a big card. I was like, I have to be there for this.
Yeah.
One.
Hey Jacob, that tower right there. Can you hit the big button in the middle? That's actually like the air filter. All right. So anyway, so we're short Brandon, but we will continue on. Push it one more time. That's loud. Sorry, I'm being a pain in the ass.
I'm sure we could
now.
discuss it with him here in these next few, because there's not a lot going on.
We should have just got
you and him could probably
FaceTimed him and sat at me.
Yeah, right. That would have been hilarious. Just put this mic.
Yeah, right there. That'd be great.
That would have been hilarious. All right, but we might as well get right into it, huh?
Yeah, we got
the unfortunate part about Brandon not being here too is the fact that I watched these fights while I was bartending. So, actually, go ahead and start with
the prelim. I watched everything but the very first fight I missed.
Yeah, let's go to the prelims first.
Even the early prelims, though,
it was good, dude. The whole early prelims are great. The prelims are great. Honestly, the main card didn't really live up to the prelims.
Watch the hashtag. Watch the prelims.
Yeah,
Probably Bible.
I'm actually going to be going back and watching all these prelims.
You have, dude. The prelims are really good.
Yeah.
I think it was on the early prelims, so it probably won't show up on here. But Izzy's teammate, that Carlos Olmberg, I think is how you say his
Scroll
last name.
down, Jacob.
And the guy he fought, I can't say his name.
Go back up, actually. Sorry. Early prelims.
Yeah, go to that.
Early prelims.
This fight. But actually, both of these
both
fights.
of those were great.
I'm going to let you guys go through this. We'll start.
Actually,
keep going down to the very bottom.
Medic, Uros. The first one, I think this Trevin Jones dude did starch him in the second round. I didn't watch it though. This
fight could have been stopped literally 50 seconds.
Oh man, it went on forever.
Yeah, let's slow down though. So we'll start talking about.
We're just excited.
Euros Medic versus Elon Cruz. Medic wins by first round KO, TKO. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
So Medic had to beat Cruz around the cage for a good 3 minutes of this fight. The announcer's like, this fight's over. It's gonna be stopped any second, any time now. It's gonna be stopped. It's gonna be stopped. It's over. They just just kept going, dude. And then a point he stands up and just goes right back down.
And they still didn't.
And he still didn't stop it. It just keeps going. And I swore.
And it was Mark Smith. I'm pretty sure was the referee. So everyone was just like, "What the hell's going on?"
Is this the one that Joe Rogan and DC were saying the ref did a bad job? It should have been stopped.
Probably.
It has to be, dude.
Imagine how it couldn't.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Well, that's no bueno. So then we're gonna move on to. Livenha Souza versus Amanda Lemos, and Amanda Lemos wins by KO TKO in the first round.
I'm really impressed with Lemos. I see some potential there, man. She's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Good hands. Yeah. Souza didn't, she wasn't really much of an opponent for her, but I really see a potential prospect in Lemos.
Nice.
Yeah, especially she's a strawweight.
Yeah. All right, then we got Sean Brady versus Jake Matthews. Sean Brady wins by submission in the third round. What was the submission?
Arm triangle, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. I didn't pay too much attention to this one.
I fell asleep.
Oh my gosh!
I worked all
Brandon.
night. I know. I did. I went back and rewatched it this morning though. It was definitely an arm triangle because I think there was 2 arm triangles last night, and that was the other one.
Okay.
It was a good fight though, all up into the third round to where you got the arm triangle. I really like Sean Brady.
Yeah.
He was a CFFC champion, if I'm not mistaken.
And then we got Kennedy. Zetsukwu
Ngakwe
Nezjek. I can say it. Give me a minute. I'll blurt it out.
Versus Carlos Olberg and Kennedy wins by KO TKO in the second round.
It was
a good fight.
It was awesome. Olberg had it like kind of in the bag, and then Kennedy came battling back, man, and
right hook put him to sleep.
Yeah, it was a big flurry at the end. They were both kind of wild exchanging, and he clipped him.
Guys,
knocked him out.
Yeah.
Too.
I do remember seeing, like, it was kind of busy at this point in the cigar bar, and I do remember seeing these guys like, wow, these guys are swinging.
Yeah, it was a
banging,
really, really good fight. They both Carlos though he looked really, really good up until that point he gets clipped, but they both looked pretty good. It was a good fight.
Mad hard on display by Kennedy. You know what I mean? He could have easily wielded there, and he didn't at all.
Nice. All right, so then we're moving on to Tim Elliott versus Jordan Espinoza. Unanimous decision for Tim Elliott in this flyweight bout.
This fight was Brad Pitt in Fight Club just pouring his blood over the dude. Like, how's my blood, Lou? Like, when he's just, you don't know where I've been, Lou? And he's just pouring his blood into that dude's eyes.
Yeah. This
is basically what Elliott was doing to Espinoza at the end. He's got a cut. And he's just rubbing it in Espinoza's eye, like,
You look disgusted.
I feel so bad for Jordan.
Yeah,
I do. He really needed to win this fight.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're gonna do with him after this. I can't see.
Somebody's accusing Espinoza of like beating on women and stuff. I think it was Elliott after the fight was saying something like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the news on it is, but
yeah, I have no idea.
That's news to me.
Yeah,
I have no clue. Jacob, you want to see if you can find something about that?
I just searched on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's some. I don't know. I remember hearing something like that, and Elliott was like saying. I think it was Elliott like saying he wanted to prove the point or something.
Oh yeah, it's at the very top.
Very top. Yeah. You don't know where I've been, Lou.
He's just strangling him.
He's like, yeah, you can beat on women, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, have my blood. Maybe. Oh, that's probably
crazy.
why he was rubbing his blood in his eyes, like, you son of a bitch.
He did. He just should have called
Like to beat on women?
So you're a woman beater, huh? You don't know the full story. And Tim said, I know enough.
Oh wow.
I know enough.
So yeah, apparently he is a woman beater.
I don't feel so bad for Espinoza.
You still feel bad for him, or?
Okay, give him a hug.
Okay, never mind.
Cheer
I
him
didn't
up.
know that.
Yeah.
I did not.
I mean, that we're going on Elliott's claims here.
Well, I mean, if it says,
he says you don't know the full
well,
story.
Well, that could mean a multitude of different things.
It could mean a multitude of different things, but it sounds like he did at least lay his hands on a woman.
It sounds like he's like, she pissed me off so bad. I strangled her.
I don't know. I mean, if I stepped to a dude and like was acting crazy,
whatever.
Like,
I'm not hitting a woman.
Yeah, I'm not.
If I got hit, I wouldn't be surprised if I did something stupid.
I think the world has changed.
Yeah, women are like, I'll get hit.
I don't want to know. I'm just saying, like, I gotta be like,
I'm not scared.
Yeah, what the hell?
No, I'm definitely scared.
I'm running my mouth over here too. Like, just come on,
But
Come on, punch me.
I would never step at a man like that.
What do you do?
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the prelims.
Wow, okay, well.
All right, down to the bottom here, and we got
Kai France.
Kai France versus Rogério Bontorin, and Kai France wins by a KO TKO in the first round. I heard this one was questionable.
No,
No.
I mean, but Rosario, as how you say his name,
Mm-hmm.
he was dominating it for a while, and Car France stood up and said, it's over." Like, it was just like that. Like once they got to the feet, France kind of just came out of nowhere and ended it.
And he clipped him. But the weird thing about this fight was let me think how the announcer said that he walked. Okay, so he knocked him out. Dude goes face down, ass up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
France walks away, starts running around the cage. Doesn't think that. I think Herb was the referee. Didn't think that Herb called it, so he ran back around to go like hit him again. And Herb was like, no, like it's over.
Yeah.
So I think that may have been like where you may have heard it was questionable.
Yeah, it wasn't though.
Yeah, see.
Herb definitely was calling it there
Yeah.
because he runs up behind him and pulls him away.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch the sequence.
Man, that uppercut was vicious. Yeah, he's out of it.
and he's like, oh wait, you want me to keep whipping his ass? You said, and he's like, oh.
watch him throw his mouthpiece. He's gonna throw his. He gets up and he just throws his mouthpiece.
And Cara France is oblivious to it, and then was kissing him afterwards. He's looking at him like, this motherfucker, dude.
This looks hilarious. He's like, oh, I gotta punch him. I'll punch him.
He's just gonna chuck his mouthpiece.
Yeah, you fucker. Yeah, this was
man.
But yeah, like all that happened. Like he was getting like, you know, what I mean, like wrestle fucked for a while, and then they got up and he just boom, boom, pow.
Yeah.
That uppercut
Boom,
too.
boom,
Was
pow.
Done. And the way he landed was pretty vicious too, because he landed like on the top of his head somehow.
Oh yeah.
How it started
I was like, damn,
versus how it ended.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
It was, yeah. He definitely, that uppercut, like you said,
Yeah,
was
dude.
brutal. And then
Yeah.
that it was like a more of like an overhand hook too.
I mean, look how much in danger he is of getting choked out right there, and then it just kind of
Yeah,
Oh,
this
no,
uppercut
went
I
the
think
other
is what
way.
really fucked
Yeah.
him up. Yeah, he did. He
sent
was
him
about
to the
do a
top of his head.
He was about to do a headstand.
face down, ass up.
All right, next fight. Joseph Benavidez versus Askarov. I didn't get to see much of this. I heard Askarov pretty much just dominated him.
It was, yeah.
Joseph Benavidez in the quest for the Wind Dragon.
Yeah. Did he announce his retirement after that?
No, I don't think. But I mean, dude, was probably the best Benavidez we were gonna see, and it just isn't enough. You know, what I mean, Benavidez actually looked pretty good, but it's just like you don't got nothing for Askarov.
Yeah.
I was eating while this was
Yeah,
on, so I didn't really watch it.
Askarov laid an ass whipping on him. You know, it was
Yeah, unanimous decision.
Yeah.
So then we got Song Yadong.
This was an awesome
versus
fight.
Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips wins by unanimous decision. It was a good one.
Yeah, it's great. Kyler Phillips is fucking electrifying, and Song Yadong is good too. But I mean, it was close. Like it wasn't like a very clear victory, but I thought Phillips won.
Yeah.
But man, he's exciting. He's comes from crazy angles, like he never stops moving.
Yeah.
You know, crazy kicks. And Song Yadong, dude, he's better than I even remembered. Like, he's very skilled.
Yeah, he's getting better and better. He's an alpha male guy.
I actually can't wait to watch these prelims.
They're good.
Yeah, it was really good prelims.
Honestly, the prelims were better than the main card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got Dominic Cruz versus Casey Kenny. Dominic Cruz wins a split decision. I saw some of this. It didn't seem like there was
Not a lot of action.
No.
Yeah.
It was
Typical Dominic Cruz fare of pat, 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 pat.
Yep.
I like that dance you're doing. For those that are just listening to the audio, Kyle's like throwing punches dancing.
I mean, that's pretty
That's
much what
what Dominic
Dominic
Cruz
does.
Yeah. His feet are hardly ever on the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
Casey Kenny, he just had nothing left in the tank by the end. You know what I
No,
mean?
he was gassed.
He got Diaz to buy Cruz. You know, he just those little pepper shots, and he just come here.
Yeah.
Like, still swinging wild and missing, and his tank was empty, man.
If I'm not mistaken, Dom was shooting for takedowns, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he had a few. I think he had a couple in there. Yeah,
Which kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
So then we get to the main card, and we have Thiago Santos versus Alexander Rakic, and it was a unanimous decision win for Rakic, and this is unfortunate for me and Kyle.
A disappointing fight altogether. Like, you know, I mean, you expected either guy to go for it more. Thiago, unfortunately, man, I don't think he's the same fighter he was before the blow in both knees out. I mean, you can't blame the guy. He's a little older.
Yeah.
And who comes back from that, you know?
Didn't he clip Rakic, though, like, in the second round or something like that? If I'm not mistaken, I think he clipped in Y brown belt.
Yeah, why brown belt?
Y brown belt.
Who said?
Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns said, because Rakic wins the fight, you know, they never went to the ground once.
Yeah.
And then, so he wins the fight, and his coaches or whatever is like, here's your brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for winning this fight. And Gilbert Burns, everybody was tweeting like, but Gilbert Burns I thought was the funniest because it just says why brown belt. You won your brown belt in BJJ in a fight where that never touched the ground. Like,
yeah, that is weird. That doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, like what is that? Why? Why brown belt? So it was. I thought it was the most succinct, thing, tweet about it. It's just funny to me.
It's funny
Why
too
brown
because he's
belt?
Brilliant, so it's just like it just kind of made.
It made me laugh so hard. I don't know why. I just read it and I was like, yeah, why, why brown belt? But yeah, man. I hope Thiago. This isn't it for him, and I hope it's just like a long recovery process, and one day we'll see that animal again. But man, it's just
doesn't look.
I don't
like it.
know if it's there anymore.
See, no takedowns.
Yeah.
But this was a pretty important fight at this division because I'm pretty sure he's 4-2.
Neither guy won this fight though, dude.
I was gonna say, if you look at the stats, it looks like Thiago won.
I don't think he did. I think it's the judges got it right.
Yeah.
But neither guy won this fight in terms of like, you're the next fucking contender now. I don't even.
Yeah.
They might skip him. They might skip Rakic for something else because it just wasn't. Neither guy looked like they were. They were both timid of each other, which they should be. But I don't know. I think everybody was looking for more out of either of them.
He's a big boy.
Look at his thighs.
That's what I'm saying. Look at that
that's
quad
crazy.
muscle.
Yeah,
Like,
and his legs have no definition.
My baby knees. He doesn't throw his kicks anymore like he did.
Yeah.
The guy was fucking walking on bone or something. Like they listed his knee, and I'm like, how was he standing up? It doesn't make sense. Like there was nothing connecting his fucking top of his leg to the bottom of his leg.
He tore like every ligament.
Yeah,
Like,
it made
MCL,
no sense
ACL,
that he was
everything
able
was
to
gone.
keep. It made no sense that he was able to keep going. I don't understand.
Not
And
to,
arguably
when we're
won.
talking about in the Jones fight, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that Jones fight, not only did he keep going, he was still throwing kicks.
Yeah.
It's
and arguably won the fight.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It comes down to there's like one shot in one round to where like Jones kind of was able to win that fight.
Yeah.
But that's pretty impressive to
Yeah,
beat John Jones on no knees.
Yeah.
he'll forever be, a true warrior in my eyes because of that. Like I'll always root for him, but man, I don't know if it's there.
And he's
I
been
hope
through
it comes
3
back.
different weight classes. He fought it or two or three. He
Definitely
was
It's
too.
amazing that he was able to get to middleweight.
Yeah.
It's wild.
All right, so then the next one is Islam Makhachev, Khabib's little brother versus Drew Dober. This was unfortunate for me because I really like Drew Dober, but man, Islam is the truth.
He's the next
It's
Khabib.
Khabib too, dude. It sucks kind of because it's just like, it's great. It's great. Like he's fun to watch still. Even though he's just wrestling people, it's so dominant that it becomes like really. It's exciting.
It seems like his stand-up might be a little bit better than Khabib's too,
I felt like,
or at least how Khabib was when he started.
His ability to fucking to be standing with you and get a hold of you, he just sucked people in like a black. He just sucked Dober in like a black hole.
Yeah.
Like you're coming in with me.
You're going down,
There's nothing
baby.
he could do, man. Like
It would look like Dober had stuffed the takedown, and then on next thing you know, he's still on his back.
Yeah.
he would stop one takedown, and then it was like, oh, you fuck you. You like that one. But yeah,
that was the other arm triangle.
it sucks because it's like, man, Makhachev's gonna run right through this division.
Yeah.
There's nobody can stop that wrestling, dude.
Yeah, and Makhachev, we should say, did win by a submission by the
Arm triangle.
arm triangle. What round was it in? Was it in the third?
At the beginning of the third, I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah. What does this say from Islam Makhachev? I just want to make Tony Ferguson shut up and smash him. Habib now retired. He keep talking something. I want to make him shut up.
He'll destroy Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
It
Well,
won't even be
and he
close.
said, I saw another thing that he said. He said he wants to help Tony Ferguson retire. And he said something about him being kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, he is crazy. But,
Yeah, he's a lunatic.
Well,
I'll never forget when Tony Ferguson was yelling at Habib to take his sunglasses off.
While
and
he
wasn't
was the
wearing
one.
glasses.
Yeah, Tony was the one wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
He's definitely. Do you I was almost 2 years ago when he went through all that shit talking about that there was people he went fucking
It's
crazy.
I don't know if he's so crazy or he just fucking talks and gets confused and just says things and just rolls with it. The sunglasses thing. It's like, no, dumbass.
I don't
You're
know.
the one that's wearing sunglasses. I don't know, dude. He's just dumb and mixed up. I don't know if he's crazy. I don't think he's intentionally like that.
Do you think
I don't know,
because
I
he
think
was
he's
Do you think because
schizophrenic.
he was seeing through tinted glasses? He's wearing glasses.
He's wearing, he's just so dumb that he forgot that it wasn't. I don't know. But Makhachev will destroy him, and anybody they probably put in front of Makhachev.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
It's scary. That was beautiful. Dude, it's so good.
It was crazy that Dober got out of this.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
And, like, credit to Dober, man. He did.
That's actually, man, that was a really good attack.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It was nice. And credit to Dober. I mean, he did about as well as anybody could possibly do against this, but... You know what I mean? It's just overwhelming, dude.
Well, what's crazy for Dober is that, Dober, this almost to me says nothing about Dober's future.
Not
except for he can't beat Islam. He might be able to run through the rest of the division.
Yeah, he looked better than Gaethje against Khabib. And, like, he did get his fucking legs pinned right together at some point, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just what they're trying to do to you.
The mermaid move.
Yeah.
It's crazy. These Russians are a different breed.
Yeah.
They're just a completely different breed.
How do you stop? You got to train like them.
Especially these Dagestani Russians. Like, I mean, Russians in general. But these guys, I mean, they come from... If you look up Dagestan on a map, it's like this very weird, like, little sliver of land right here, and it's just all mountains. Like
where they wrestle bears and take turns getting choked out by a Letic.
It's the thing.
Ezekiel choke.
That's the thing is, like, it seems like they all start so early that, like, they're just miles ahead of you by the time they're 22 or something.
Well, and it just seems like so when you talk about like strength, like even though they have the same builds as these other people, it's almost like they have muscle build more like
tighter.
more like monkeys or like primates because
they're like workhorses over there.
Because it's just like
you see the muscles in their back and shit. Every little one is like defined in there.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Drew Dober is a brick shithouse, but like
it just seems like their strength isn't as solid.
It doesn't seem as tight. Like it doesn't like.
It's crazy that you can look like that and not be on anything that is going to give you an edge. Like,
yeah, look at that jaw, dude. That's like, there's something wrong there. Dude. That's too much. He's a superhero.
He is. He could play Captain America.
Yeah, or like
Superman.
Well, yeah, I was gonna deep cut more, but what's never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right. Well, so we can't wait to see who Islam fights next. We will look at that in the rankings.
Yes.
Let's go to Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling, and Aljamain Sterling wins the belt by DQ.
I feel so bad for him.
I feel bad for everybody
because there was such a blatant illegal blow. So just to break it down, Peter Yan was winning the fight.
Yeah.
And Aljamain Sterling's, both of his knees were on the ground, and Peter Yan just hit him with a vicious knee to the head.
And not that Yan could understand it, but the ref had just said, he's down. So it was like, clear, we are all in this situation, he's down. And he just rocket launched a knee at him.
The funniest part about this, before we get into talking about it, is I was at route, and the kids behind me, I think, really wanted Yan to win, so they knee him, and this kid starts clapping, right? And I'm like,
you dumbass.
He's getting disqualified, and and I don't think the kid heard me, but like I was like, why the fuck are you clapping? Like, you literally don't know anything.
It was so vicious, and honestly, like, some people say like, oh, good acting by Aljamain, but like he actually, I don't think he was acting at all. At one point, he started like he was.
I think he started embellishing it a little later.
I'm not even sure.
I don't care if he did or not, like,
because it was such a blatantly illegal blow, and I'm not even sure he was embellishing, because at one point, like, he seemed like he was fine. He was sitting there, and he's like, "Okay, just give me a minute," and then he just started crying.
Yeah,
like just out of nowhere, just started crying, and I'm like, man, his head's not right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To go through that drastic of a change in emotion that fast, because he was like smiling, and the next thing you know, he was like hyperventilating and crying.
That's the other thing too that pissed me off. Like, why are you holding your hand up? You didn't
well, I mean, he was winning. Here's the thing too, is technically about the fight. Aljamain, like, I feel like he's the better athlete, and like, I feel like he could have won the fight, but he came out at such a frenetic, fucking crazy pace that and Yan has good defense. I mean, his takedown defense is way better than I gave him credit for. I just didn't know it was there like that.
Well, because he didn't face. He
hasn't faced anybody like that.
No,
and he did really well.
But Aljamain, like you said, came out kind of frantic.
He was trying to do too much. Like, he would get something, he would just overdo it, and he would fall.
Well, and he kept throwing spinning
giving his
back
back to
fist
him.
and giving him his back and then getting dropped.
Yeah.
But Jan did not want to go to the ground with him
No,
at
of course.
all.
Of course.
Alger's like, let's
Yeah.
go, baby. Come
Yeah.
on down.
But so Aljamain did tweet out, not the way I ever want to win a fight. It was close, competitive, and filled with action. I felt the knee was intentional, especially after the ref announced I was a downed opponent, so I didn't expect it to be hit. Jan is a bad dude. We will do it again.
Yeah.
And if I'm Aljamain, there's no way in hell I don't immediately, I'm done, take that belt and ensure myself the rematch. You just got a practice fight.
Yeah.
And you know you fucked up by, like, you came out at this crazy pace. You know to
Yeah.
pace yourself next time. Man, I mean, you can't blame Aljamain, dude. He took a blatant illegal knee. Like, there's no... the rule that you have to... There shouldn't have even been discussion. Like, as soon as he went down... It was over. You're DQ'd. It's over. The ref and them sitting there talking for 5 minutes. That was just all extracurricular shit. That was always over the minute he need him like that.
Yeah, that's the thing about sometimes with disqualifications that like I don't understand, because if you go back to, I mean, obviously the Mousasi versus Weidman, Chris Weidman was not a downed opponent, so it would there, you know what I mean. But they still like gave him an opportunity to like say whether or not he was okay.
Yeah.
And like Chris Weidman's Chris Weidman, so he played that like. That was an embellishment. That definitely was not. But when it's something like that, like you said, there should be no discussion. Both knees are on the ground. The ref tells you that he's a downed opponent, and you still hit him.
You binged him right in the head, and he fell straight
Viciously.
over. Like, yeah. I like now. Was he maybe acting a little bit? I don't know. Maybe after a minute though.
Yeah.
Maybe after a minute he was like, maybe I should better lay here. But
and it
like,
doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
No.
And then, so Peter Yan tweets out, I apologize and wish a speedy recovery to Funkmaster MMA, which is Aljamain Sterling. I didn't mean to throw an illegal strike. I just made a big mistake and paid for it.
Jan's not crying about it because he knows exactly what he did. I mean, I don't think he obviously he intentionally threw the knee, but I don't think he meant to do that.
Jacob, find the Mighty Mouse tweet about it, because Mighty Mouse came out with something, and I'm normally all on board with Mighty Mouse, but he said... Mighty Mouse said something to the effect of like, well, in my opinion, it should be legal. There's no point.
Too,
but maybe it should be, but it doesn't matter.
It's not.
Yeah. And he's a professional. Peter Yan's a professional, so you need to be a professional.
I don't even understand why he would need to ask his corner. That whole controversy about his corner yelled out, "Yes, kick, hit him."
Yeah, here's the thing. So Demetrius Johnson says, here's the thing. You can't stall the fight by sitting on your knees. Knees to a grounded opponent should be allowed.
Aljamain wasn't stalling the fight there. He was in a position.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't like, let me lay here. He was trying to fight to gain position or whatever. But
yeah,
it
it honestly, like I said, whether it should be legal or not, it isn't.
Yeah.
So
and Jan knew it, and Jan blatantly broke the rule. I mean, and like the question of he said, like, there's the thing that Khabib said his corner yelled out to him, yes, hit, like, yes, knee him or whatever. I don't think that's really what happened, but that's what's claimed. Jan doesn't need to ask his corner. Like, you're a professional fighter. You know that the guy's knees are on the ground. He's clearly there. You know you can't knee him in the head.
Right.
Why'd you
do
do
rules.
it?
Right.
Like, he knows he fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. All right, so I guess that's all we have to say about that. Aljamain Sterling, look forward to seeing him fight again, hopefully against Peter Yan. So then we have Amanda Nunez versus Megan Anderson. And so I do want to say, like, I told people they should bet this fight for Megan, just because of the simple
off
odds.
chance.
Yeah,
Just 'cause simple
$25
odds.
could have won you $200.
but it looks silly to even have said that.
Oh, right.
I said it too.
Right, but did I ever really think Megan
No.
really was going to win?
No.
Did I think she was probably going to be completely outclassed? Yeah, but could she maybe catch her?
she's a big athletic girl who's got some power. Like, yeah, maybe she could crack her.
Well, and let's be honest,
8
the
foot
only
tall.
reason Megan Anderson has this title shot is because there's no women in that weight division.
Right.
But
That's
she was
it.
Invicta champion. So
She was Invicta champion, but look at who she beat to get a title shot.
Right.
Yeah.
People you've never heard of.
right.
Which sucks for her because she is. I mean, it's not like she's not skilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be perfectly honest, there's a good chance that if Amanda Nunez didn't decide to go up, she might be the champion. You know, with Chris Cyborg gone, because there's just not any women in that division.
Here's the question though: Can Megan cut down to 135? And
I
if
don't
she
think she can do that.
Even if she did, I don't think it's a good idea. I think
That's
a lot
what
of
I'm saying.
people. I
What
think a lot of
kind
people
of-
135 beat her.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's gonna be my
The
next
skill level
question.
just isn't there in that weight division, and I don't know how long Megan's been fighting, but I mean, you can just tell by the way she moves and everything that she doesn't have
But-
the experience
well,
that
here's-
Amanda Nunez and some of those
right.
girls
Here's
in
the
the
thing
lower
about
weight
that,
divisions
though.
have.
You see Megan Anderson against other girls, and you're like, yeah, maybe she could fight Amanda. You know what I mean? She's athletic. She fucking cracks them. And then she gets in there with Amanda, and it's like she forgets everything she fucking knew. You know what I mean? They get wide-eyed, and they're...
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
the
like...
first shot that she hit, like the first real shot she hit her with. I mean, she hit her with like a kind of like an overhand hook kind of deal,
Yeah.
and that she was like,
She was
"Whoa."
stunned. Dude. Like there was a moment where she was just frozen
Just
still.
like
she
this.
couldn't. She was frozen still, and Amanda was just teeing off, and
Yeah.
she was just done. Like
Yeah.
she realized I have nothing for this woman. Like
Well, and I truly believe that weight division, what is it, 145?
Yeah.
I just believe it's the most underdeveloped women's weight class.
It's
just because
probably
there's
going to be
not-
gone after this.
There's just not enough
well,
women there.
I think they leave that title around Amanda's waist, and if there's any challenger from anywhere around the world that weighs that, they'll bring them in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a division in UFC
I think the
right
only
now.
reason that division is still there is because Amanda Nunez has the belt.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
I don't but let her take it home and sit it on her mantle and call
Yeah.
her the 145-pound champion until somebody can show up and fight her for it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's
It's
no
just-
reason to be like it's done. She just doesn't even have that title.
And
Like
it sucks for people like I just said, like Megan, because it's okay. They wipe that division. You got to go somewhere else
What's
now and
she-
fight.
yes.
And like, where else has 145? I don't. If I'm not
Invicta,
mistaken,
right?
I don't think Bellator has a 145-pound division for women.
Well, I think they do because that's where
Do
Chris
they?
Cyborg is.
Is she? Oh, she is at 45.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I lied.
So, yeah.
And who's
I'm
the
surprised-
35 champ over there?
I'm surprised there's not a 155 for women. I mean, that's not.
There's not enough people for 145, so how are you
Yeah,
going to do
I know.
155?
I don't know. I figured there's got to be enough girls that are that big enough to hit 155.
It's just a matter of whether or not they're trying to fight, though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it was complete domination.
That
It was
arm
30
bar. Oh,
seconds.
God.
I don't know. It wasn't
yeah.
long.
man.
Ooh, I can't do.
She
arm
had her,
bars.
and it was like she could have been like, "I'll choke you out, or I'll break your arm. Which one you want?" Like, she had her in 2 submissions at once. Like,
Yeah, it was ugly.
I can choke you to death with my calves, or I can break your arm.
And you know, the thing is like, do you even put on any more 145
Not right
fights?
now. They're gonna.
No.
I mean,
Unless it's somebody that you. But how do you find another challenger for her at 145 without putting them on?
the rumblings
Well-
now is the Shevchenko at 135. You know,
right?
that's-
And-
Which we will get into that because I think that's about all there is.
If I'm not mistaken, now I don't know how this works because I don't really know about the politics of deals and things like that. But I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that Invicta is now off of UFC Fight Pass. So did
They don't
Dana
have a-
did Dana sell Invicta to somebody and now it's no longer under Zuffa or whatever? Because I mean Invicta was like their feeder.
maybe
the
they just
women's-
weren't getting the views that they wanted out of it, and
Yeah.
don't have.
Well, that's the only place you're gonna find any competition for 145 is through Invicta. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
that's
You're gonna have to bring them up through there,
But still, I mean, they can still get them from there. I mean, it's
Well,
not
no,
very
right.
difficult.
It's just like
Yeah.
that's just how I just feel like that was their
Yeah.
like their B league that brought their farm league or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, well, so let's move on to the main event: Jan Blachowicz versus Israel Adesanya, and Jan Blachowicz wins by unanimous decision. And really, I mean, it didn't start out that way, but it ended up being like, yeah, Jan is the clear winner.
Yeah,
here.
I was like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, not a very eventful fight." I was on the edge of my seat for this damn thing. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it ended up being a really technical striking match. One that Jan probably would have lost had these guys been the same size. Like,
Yeah.
there's a clear size advantage for Jan here, especially when he
Huge.
gets him on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Is he just can't get out of there, you know?
Yeah.
But
And that's a huge jump. Like, and I mean, you can't not take anything away from Izzy for going up there and trying
No.
to like reach a status of almost
I
like
s-
immortality
I still
in the
think
fight
this
world.
moves him up the pound for pound rankings. Like he did so well in that fight, and Jan, you know, what I mean, he had to worry about Jan's power. He's outsized, and he still
Getting
was
grappled.
able to win a technical striking battle.
Yeah.
Somewhat, the grappling is what really won it for Jan. But not that Jan did bad in the striking match. He did well.
He did a lot better than I thought he
Yeah,
would.
yeah.
Like I was watching it and I was like, man, he is falling for a lot of the feints, but
yeah.
he's not. But he's also not getting hit a ton.
No, and never real clean.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really say he lost the striking battle. I don't know.
I thought he landed the more powerful punches.
Yeah.
Like there was one or two times where Jan did get clipped a little bit, but over and over again, it seemed like Jan was landing the bigger power punches,
Yeah.
and then when he started to get the takedowns in the end, it was like, man, he's a real champ.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I was very happy for Jan.
Seeing Izzy get grappled was kind of interesting too, because we really hadn't
Seen it. Yeah.
And,
Sorry, I have to sneeze.
And that's apparent now, though. That's when it became really apparent, though. Like, man, Izzy's really at a disadvantage with the size here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's struggling like all hell to get up, and he just can't turn this guy over. Like,
Yeah.
Big jump.
And listen, that's when people kept saying like, oh, he's gonna do this and then he's gonna go to heavyweight. Like,
I never thought that.
I
was
said, guys, he's too small.
His frame,
And they people would
Well,
tell
his
me,
frame's big,
and
but-
people would tell me, well, you don't understand. He did it in kickboxing. He did it.
Kickboxing's totally different. dude.
Not only is it totally different, but the caliber of competition is way different. Like, we're
Yeah.
talking about the best in the world in MMA
Let's
in
put
the
it this
UFC.
way. You put Israel Adesanya up against Rico Verhoeven, Rico will kill him.
Yeah.
At in a heavyweight kickboxing match. Like
Yeah.
they that you cannot like that's
Whose
that's a
legs are we
stupid
seeing,
argument.
right? Whose foot is that?
Johan's.
He has a broken foot.
Look
That's
how-
why he had those wraps on his feet.
Yeah, look
Holy
how
shit.
bad that is.
Damn.
Oh my
God. It's totally.
It's a witch's.
It looks like
it's
a
witch's boot.
It looks
It
like
looks
a
like he's
camel.
wearing a boot.
He's got a witch's boot.
It's like a
on.
camel.
I can't believe if that's real and he had that bad of a break in his foot and won that fight. That is fucking
That's
crazy
very impressive.
That's even like more impressive. Yeah.
Like, he might have really dominated had he not had that
Yeah.
broken foot. Like, you
Yeah.
know how much that probably affected him in the
affects
striking
movement
game?
Yeah.
against Israel Adesanya.
Maybe the best
Everything.
striker in MMA. Well,
Yeah.
especially in the strike game, you're constantly. I mean, you have to be able to plant your foot to be able to punch people.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, dude. I knew Jan was legit. I knew Jan was legit. I picked him to dominate his championship fight, but you know, I didn't know if he had the technical skills to battle with Izzy, and to do that with a broken foot like that, man, he's pretty good.
Man,
Who's gonna beat him? I mean, Glover is actually one of the most interesting matchups for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said he wants to fight Glover next.
Yeah, he deserves it. I mean,
Glover
it'll be
deserves
it.
it.
I think
Well,
it happens
yeah.
in 6 months is about
Yeah.
when it's gonna happen.
Oh, if his foot's broke,
yeah, we'll see.
give
We'll see how
that
that
time to
plays
heal
out.
up.
That is so gross. Jacob's just laughing over there. It is so
Imagine
gross.
getting that boot up your ass. The path it would have to take.
Oh my god. I saw something that said that it might just be
Lighting.
lighting. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, that's
what do you
not
mean
lighting.
lighting? That
Yeah,
is
lighting.
fucked.
Lighting. Light doesn't bend the foot that much.
Yeah. That's fucking
crazy.
ridiculous. All right. So I guess we will go to matchups. We'll just do the main card for matchups. Maybe Dominic Cruz too. But Dominic Cruz called out somebody that I don't even.
He
really
called
know
out
name.
the head of Monster Energy.
Oh,
drink.
did he? Is that who he called out?
Yeah, that dude. So there's a whole that dude is he's in, I don't know, he's in charge of their like fight promotion parts or whatever or something, and basically he's a big fake shithead and like just takes pictures with fighters and acts like he trains and all this shit.
Yeah.
And Dominic just called him out like. It's like, I'll kick your ass, dude. You weigh 100 more pounds than me.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
stupid, really.
he's not talking about Hans Smolin.
Who the
Smolin
fuck is
Camp.
that guy?
Yeah.
Hans Smolin camp?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He trains people. Though.
I guess not.
He
Dana
trains
White
us-
said he was a fake piece of shit. And, like, I'll show you the picture.
Him and Stipe literally just posted a thing. He trains like.
Dana kind of like didn't get into it last night, but they
Yeah, go ahead and click on that.
They pulled up an Instagram picture of what.
So
he
it says
said.
Dominic Cruz explains the call out. Let's see if we can just find a quote.
Here's what Dana had said to Hans.
Here. All right. He'll probably love that he's getting plugged like this, to be honest. So it actually a benefit for him. So he should thank me. It was just that we're in a day and age where you can, if I take a picture with Conor McGregor like this, now I'm Conor McGregor's friend, right? I take a picture with Dominic Cruz and have him commenting on my page. We're in a day and age where that looks like we're friends. Well, I may be your friend, but you can't use me in order to get clout, as they put it. I'm not here to be used. Look at my face. Look at my body. I get beat to death for a living. So when you try to force me and you text me, if I don't comment on your page, if I don't do your interview, that you're going to take what pays my bills, what are we doing? Monster sponsors me, not you. This was a call out because he calls himself a pro fighter. He's got 100 pounds weight on me, and I'm like, we can make this a win-win situation. Let's do a charity event. Monster picks the charity, and we scrap it out. He says he's got 3 pro fights. Let's prove it. Put your money where your mouth is. You've got a little tiny guy calling you out for charity, not for anything else. Why not? Well,
Yeah,
so he really wants to fight him.
You should see what Dana.
Yeah, that's
said
crazy.
What Dana had said to that guy last night, he didn't really comment much on it, but
Yeah.
like that is a Instagram post that he had sent to that guy that Cruz was talking about.
So Dana White says, biggest crock of shit ever. When I see every one of your posts, I think, is this guy joking right now or is he actually serious? I met you through Tiki. When Tiki asked me to take a picture with a T-shirt he asked me to wear, I'm assuming you met most of the fighters through Tiki. You walk up to people and have someone secretly taking pics and then post pics like you are in some meeting and post corny shit like soaring with eagles. I usually just laugh and say, is he fucking serious right now? I don't know exactly what you do for Monster Energy, but it seems like you decide which fighter gets a sponsorship and which one doesn't. So I'm sure that's why they let you post the crazy shit like you attempting to spar with them and other goofy shit. I didn't become best friends with Rob through you, and you are far from being the guy who influences the influencers. Stop blowing smoke up everyone's ass. # real talk.
Now that, in contrast to his words there, it's just really kind of weird that he took this stance after he had already, like, this basically confirms what Cruz said, is what you just said, Dana
Yeah.
said.
Right.
But then he kind of dismisses, like...
So then Dana White says, it's all weird. White said, is Hans a goofy dude? Yeah, he's a very goofy dude, but they're a sponsor. These guys are a sponsor. They're great sponsors. They pay these guys a lot of money. Monster is one of these companies that really, really takes care of its people, and it's their company. They can sponsor whoever they want. They can run their business however they want. This isn't like a work situation where you're working for somebody and you're not happy about the way you're being treated. This is a sponsorship deal. These guys can spend their money and run their company however they want to, and nobody's guaranteed money from a sponsor. It's a privilege to get money from a sponsor. So if you don't like the way they do business, don't do business with them. They've been good to us. They've been good to the sport, and they've definitely been good to the fighters. I get it. He doesn't like him, and some guys have a problem with him. It's easy to figure that out. But Monster, as a company, they've been solid. It couldn't be any better. So he's really he's still never really said anything good about Hans.
No.
I mean, he lightened up his stance a little bit.
He kind of like shielded for the sponsor there. Like, well, we
Yeah.
like Monster, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, in public TV.
Yeah.
We like Monster, but is Hans goofy? That's him being
Yeah,
like,
but even in there, he said, I don't know why Monster lets you get away with that,
Yeah.
but whatever. So
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like almost, what's the word that I want?
it's
It's like an intimidation kind of thing. Like, if you don't do, if what Cruz is saying, which we have to take some of the things that Dominic Cruz says with a grain of
Yeah.
salt, because he also said
His
that
ego
Keith
may have
Peterson smelled of cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah.
So, like, when Dominic doesn't get his way, he becomes a little bit of a crybaby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there is seems like there's some truth to what Cruz said.
Yeah.
you know,
Could be.
but-
I just know that I follow, like, Jessica Rose Clark, and I know he does stuff with, like, Andre Feely. And, like, I mean, he does, like, train with these fighters. It's not like there's not videos of him training with fighters. Now, whether or not he has professional fights, I don't
see the
like,
charity
know that
fight.
part.
yeah,
I'll watch
I'd
Cruz
watch it.
fight somebody 100 pounds more than him.
Yeah, I'm totally in.
I
Donald
figured
did-
you would be.
All right, let's get to the matchups, and who are we starting with here? Who is the start of the main card?
Well, didn't you want to
Do Cruz.
I do want to do Cruz. Yeah, so
You want to do him?
go to this one, and so for
Bantamweight.
Cruz, bantamweight.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
You know, I was trying to find the odds yesterday, and every site I clicked on, it told me
Different?
it told me the site was trying to intimidate FanDuel, trying to intimidate all of these things. So I literally could not look up any of the odds on FanDuel.
That's crazy. All right, so Dominic Cruz with his win against Casey Kenny. Let's say, shit.
I want to see him fight Marlon.
Aldo, man. I do want to see him fight Aldo.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Damn, they moved Rob Font down very far. Why do I feel like this isn't right?
Well, I mean, it is. It's up.
Well, Peter. Okay, so you got to consider Peter Yan and Jamaine are tied up.
Yes.
But that's going to be an immediate rematch.
Well, and I don't think you can jump Dominic Cruz all the way.
No,
up there
but
anyway.
just how that shakes out, maybe because maybe they would have moved to Sandhagen had somebody won that fight for real.
Yeah.
So maybe Sandhagen, you know what I mean, ends up having to fight a guy like Dominic Cruz. Cruz wanting
that's
to
so
run
far
for the.
back,
It's far
though.
up, but otherwise, I think Aldo's probably the fight.
I'd say Aldo, Marlon.
I want to see him versus
I think
Marlon.
Cody Garbrandt's probably too busy with other shit.
Yeah.
Munoz is too good right now to throw. I don't know.
I like Aldo or Marlon.
I like the Aldo fight.
Yeah.
It's just two old guys that we ain't never got to see. That
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I agree.
It's you can put that at ahead of a fight night card.
Yeah. All right, so then we're moving on to Islam Makhachev, so lightweight.
Oh man, just give him the title shot. Just do it. It's
Bypass
inevitable.
Everybody else sucks. Just fuck them all.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. What are you waiting on? I mean, really?
If this site will load.
You give him whatever fight.
Scroll down, maybe.
You give him whatever fight
Okay,
he
yeah,
wants.
that's not updated.
Well, what are you on, though? You're on UFC?
Yeah.
UFC's always different than this.
Okay.
We decided to use this because sometimes UFC, like Conor McGregor, will be ranked
Okay,
like number
because
one.
Rob Font's number 3, not number 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Frankie Edgar's definitely not number 3.
So we're back at lightweight though.
But honestly, I mean, with Frankie Edgar's recent wins. But yeah, let's get back to lightweight on the other one. All right, so yeah, they do their own. They don't use UFC's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, I definitely know that Rob Font's way further up there than number 7.
Where's Makhachev on this list?
Actually, I like Tony Ferguson. Makhachev is going to be down some.
Really?
He hadn't fought in forever.
Yeah, but isn't UFC consider him like number 8?
There's no way he's this far down.
Yeah, what the hell? Where's he at?
Let me see what they have him as.
Dude, where is he at in this?
He's number 14 on the UFC's
Okay,
rankings.
so they just don't like Makhachev or what, dude?
Maybe
'Cause
him versus,
this
like,
is insulting.
Dariush.
Scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, he might be unranked on here.
I mean, he's been inactive, but damn, dude.
There he is.
What the?
Yeah, because of his
Unranked.
inactivity.
Okay, but he's number
14 on
and he just
UFC's.
beat Drew Dober. Where was Drew Dober at?
Dober is not ranked in the top 15 on their website, so.
He is. Go scroll down just a little bit. Oh, Drew Dober's 14 on here.
So they put him in Drew Dober's
Yeah.
spot. I mean, he wants Tony Ferguson. Give it to him if Tony will take it, because who else is even going to take a fight with Makhachev?
Yeah.
You probably can't. I mean, everybody you call is going to turn down that fight. Guarantee you.
I would like to see him versus Dariush.
Yeah, he probably won't do it. I don't know anybody in their right mind that would fight.
I bet Dariush would.
Yeah, that's why I think that would be a really good
I bet
fight.
he would. He just called people out for not fighting. You know what I mean?
Okay, but still.
He's like we're fighters and nobody wants to fight. They're all too worried about their position.
Yeah, he could
Yeah.
say that, but who really wants to fight Makhachev, dude?
I don't know, I like
that'd
that
be
matchup.
cool, but
Honestly, if I would take out of the top 7, I would take Tony Ferguson. I don't really want to see him fight anybody else up there yet. But Tony Ferguson coming off 2 losses. And then after that, I would take anybody 8 or below. Dos Anjos, Hooker, Lee, Felder, Dariush.
If he beats Tony, I want to see him versus Chandler.
yeah, I mean,
If he,
you give him whoever he really wants to fight and whoever will take it.
I think regardless, even though he looks like he's just going to blow right through people, regardless, I think he's 2 fights away. Tony Ferguson and somebody else.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
100%.
Unless something drastic happens and they need him to
Right.
fill in, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably what it'll take.
Yeah. All right. And for Dober, I say still give him somebody that's a decent ranking. 'Cause
yeah.
I don't think you
don't
I don't think
banish
you
him.
knock him
Yeah.
for losing to a monster.
Yeah, you don't banish him to the nether realm for that. but-
Yeah.
Like Diego Ferreira, or even put him up
Dariush,
against Dariush.
Yeah,
I
that's a good
mean, if you
fight.
want to give Islam someone
That'd
a
be a
little
great
higher,
fight.
Yeah, it would.
yeah,
All right.
100%, maybe.
Even Dan Hooker.
That's what I was gonna say is Hooker.
All right. So then, who was after this?
That's started the title fights, John and Sterling.
We completely skipped over Thiago and
Oh, yeah, we did
Rakic.
Rakic.
yeah, but you know, all right.
I mean, Glover's gonna get the
I'd
shot
like-
at 205. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Glover's the title shot, but
So we're going to God, what is it?
Santos can fight Anthony
are we going
Smith.
to light heavyweight or bantamweight?
No, bantamweight. Thank you. Jesus
You're welcome.
Christ.
Santos,
But we know what's going to happen there. Actually, those two are going to fight
Fight
again.
again.
If not, Sandenhagen's going to step in. Those are the only two things.
Santos
that are
can
gonna
fight
happen.
Anthony Smith or something.
I
bet-
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I bet Sandhagen's pissed right now because he was like, "Fuck, I probably was gonna get the winner of that fight. Now I have to wait."
Yeah.
Rakic probably is waiting for the. He's gonna be probably in a waiting mode of what happens with Glover and
He's probably. I mean,
and
he might-
he's gonna have to probably fight somebody in that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, because they
Dominic
fought on the
Reyes,
same
maybe.
card.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Reyes
it's
probably good.
Yeah.
same
All
amount
right.
of time.
So then,
So-
actually, we want to go to. We'll just talk about Nunez. I think Nunez. We can look
Yeah, Jan
at
Sterling's rematch. So.
look at women's bantamweight because there's nobody she's going to fight at 145.
no, I don't even know who
There's
else
nobody
is
at
in
135.
More than likely not. So more than likely, we're looking at.
She did say she'd fight. Juliana Pena was going nuts last night. Like, fight me, Amanda. You know, her
I've
fight with
seen
Holly's
that.
off.
Yeah.
Amanda said, "Okay, yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
that."
Well,
so,
of course, that seems like an easy.
Well, I mean,
payday.
Amanda took literally like no damage, so she could
yeah,
fight
she
tonight
could jump right into it.
Yeah.
if she wanted to.
I think really the fight that everybody wants to see probably is her versus Shevchenko, though.
Yeah, Shevchenko's
third.
lined up against Andrade, so she's got to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing else makes sense. Their
If-
last fight, people argue that Shevchenko won. As big a fucking fan of Shevchenko as I am, I'm an even bigger fan of her than I am Amanda. I
Yeah.
don't think she won that fight.
The first one definitely not. The second one, I can see where the argument comes into play, but I want to go back and actually rewatch the second fight
yeah, I did
because
too.
I want to see
But I don't think she won. My initial thought was
Yeah.
she didn't win it.
if like let's just like hypothetically speaking, Shevchenko loses to Andrade. Okay. Do they do Amanda versus Shevchenko
Yeah,
at
still.
45?
Ooh, 45.
At 45.
Why Shevchenko at
No.
45?
Or 35.
35.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. My bad.
Well, you have to do it at 35. Amanda's never going to get to 125.
Well,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I was off there. I was thinking for some reason. I don't
Okay.
know what I was thinking.
Look,
Even if Shevchenko were to lose against,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
yeah, there is
nobody
they were
there.
talking about it last night. They've said there isn't a ranking for 145. It's
Yeah.
just,
And Felicia Spencer already got her ass beat by Nunes.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing is to do a cyborg rematch at 145 if she ever wants to come back.
Yeah.
That would
I
be
don't think
something.
Dana would ever bring her back.
Yeah, I
either.
don't. He was laughing because I guess she parked her promotional truck outside the venue last night, like big fucking mural on it or something.
Cyborg.
Yeah, he was like, look, credit to her because I fucking put up a promo of her getting knocked out from 57 different angles the other night. So-
All right, so I want to look at middleweight real quick, even though we're going to be talking about the light heavyweight championship, because for Adesanya, I think
Yeah.
we're going back to middleweight.
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
So for Adesanya, going back to middleweight, this site is being super slow today.
If he's ever gonna go light heavy, it's probably gonna be when he's older and he can put on some meat. Because like it's just not there
And
yet.
putting on that kind of weight is not. I mean, you've seen it with GSP. He tried to put on weight and ended up getting colitis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for him, I mean, it looks like he's already.
It's dead anyway. That's
Yeah.
what that's what kind of sucks. That's why it would have been exciting to see him win that belt, but
Well, the only really exciting fight, I mean, obviously, more than likely, it's going to be the winner of Paulo Costa versus Robert Whittaker.
Yeah.
More than likely.
But I don't think obviously if Costa can't beat him, Whittaker. I mean, depending on this performance, will I think that maybe he's got a shot? I don't know, man.
Well, no matter what, if Whittaker wins, he deserves the shot.
Probably.
I mean, he
Yeah.
just beat Darren Till, he just beat Cannonier, now he beats Paulo Costa. That's 3 fights out of the championship. He's got to get that opportunity.
Izzy put out, I think it was a tweet maybe or an Instagram thing that said that he really wants to see Darren Till win,
Yeah.
and keep winning because he really wants to fight
Yeah.
Darren Till.
I think he said if Till beat Vettori that he would like to fight Till.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the other interesting matchup. But to me, the most exciting one, even though he's not there yet, would be Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
Well, they don't. Yeah, I remember
If
his
Kevin
last
Holland
fight, he was
wins this
calling him
fight-
out.
If he wins this fight, it still seems like he should probably win one more
Yeah,
before
but
he
maybe
gets there.
you force it because what the hell else are we doing?
Yeah,
with it?
because
Oh,
he's
so-
already, run through this,
Espe-
and Kevin Holland is the exciting fighter in this
Especially
division.
if Holland wins in like dramatic fashion.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big push to see him up there.
And Kevin Holland might actually be the most exciting fighter
Yeah.
in this weight class right now, just because of
think he
everything
is.
he's accomplished.
I think he is.
Like, yeah, as a fan, he
Yeah.
might. I'm not saying he's the most skilled or anything like that, but as a fan, he's the most exciting guy to keep an eye on right now.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
That's
And I
definitely
mean
true.
Chimaev, if you count him.
Yeah.
But
Well-
who knows?
And he's
what's
really
going on with-
170 technically.
Yeah, and like he's in bad shape right now.
Yeah.
So.
That was a crazy,
light
like,
heavyweight.
24-hour period where we were like, oh, he retired.
He's
And then he's
done.
like, just kidding.
Yeah, but I mean, he's coughing up blood. I mean, that's just it's not good. It's not a good sign.
COVID is a fucking real deal when it comes to your body.
All right, so for Jan, obviously, I think we're all in agreement that it is Glover Teixeira, and I really think that's really the only real option, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Like we said, it would be exciting if Adesanya won. It shakes up the division. Now, honestly, it looks like Jan could sit up there for quite a while now.
It kind of does.
If he can give it, Glover's like a real test for him.
Yeah.
But after that, what's he really got?
It would have been nice if Santos won because he has a win versus Blachowicz, so that would have been a nice thing to set up. But unfortunately, he put
drama.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see how the Reyes-Priaka fight plays out because
Priaka, I guess, could be. I mean, that's,
if he wins,
that's who's coming. You know?
Yeah, that's who's on the horizon. If Yuri wins that, then that's there because Reyes like
Unkelov. I mean,
Reyes, it almost seems like he would have to get another win still, it seems like, just because he got fucking blasted.
Crushed, yeah. They're not going to rematch that right away.
Quick. Yeah, it seems like another Robert Whittaker. Even though you're sitting at the top, you need to do a little more.
Yeah.
Jamahal Hill, he's on a win streak.
I mean, that would be Reyes twice losing title fight. I mean, we could argue whatever you want with Jones.
Yeah,
but
yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next card.
What?
And it's Leon Edwards versus Muhammad. Let's click on that. Is there anything else on
that was
this
originally
card?
supposed to be Chimaev, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Misha Shirkinov.
Not a
Franz
great
Spann.
card.
Not a great card.
Manel Cape, he was
I like
champion.
Angela Hill versus Ashley Yoder.
Yeah, I want to see Angela Hill get on track, man.
Yeah.
I really
That
do.
Dan Ige versus Gavin Tucker, that's going to be a really good fight.
Nice.
Yeah.
At least on, like, it should be
It's
a
just
good
weird
fight.
they put Ben Rothwell so high on the card.
Yeah, him
No.
and but him and Philip Linz, I mean, they're going to be throwing punches at each other. It'll end up being just like a slow slobber knocker.
Oh, yeah, Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder. I like Ashley Yoder.
I like both of them, Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder.
Yeah, I don't mind Angela Hill either.
Not going to lie, I really expect Angela Hill should dominate that fight. If
Yeah.
she doesn't, then she's not what we've been thinking.
Right.
Ashley Yoder is a tough little.
She's
she's
tough.
a little bitch though.
Yeah,
she's a tough
she's
little
tough,
bitch.
but I don't think her striking should be on par with Angela Hill's
No.
from what we think.
Yeah, from what I've seen out of Hill, like she seems to be a top of the division that just had a string of unfortunate
Circumstances.
events,
Yeah.
Small Kevin Gastelum's fighting.
No.
Nasserat Hasper.
Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad's actually probably better. I mean, look, their records the exact same.
What's that said again?
Bilal Muhammad and Leon Edwards have the exact same record.
Yeah, somebody. I think Brandon said like it's actually really not a terrible
Yeah,
fight.
it's actually
No.
a good matchup.
Yeah.
Wasn't Belil just on the Ultimate Fighter a couple seasons? No. He's somebody
I
else.
stopped
Never
watching that
mind.
forever
It makes
ago.
more sense in terms of rankings. I mean, Chimaev was getting a boost because he did so well.
Yeah.
So, but man, I hope he comes back.
Me too. Me too.
I was excited for him.
All right, let's actually go to one more card because there really wasn't a lot to say on this, and then we'll wrap this up.
Well, the next pay-per-view is going to be...
Well,
Yeah.
let's just go to Brunson versus Holland. We'll just do the pay-per-view after that.
Oh, I will be here. I keep thinking I'm not going to be here to be able to...
So
preview
on this
that.
card, we have... This isn't a lot on here either.
No, that's what I figured.
Kevin Holland versus Derek Brunson. I'm excited for that fight just because I want to see what Kevin Holland does.
Right.
And, Derek Brunson's no slouch. Like, this is a good test for Kevin Holland.
Yeah, last we seen Brunson, he broke his arm, right? Against... That was Whittaker, right?
No, Brunson just
No.
won a fight recently.
That was...
Who broke... Or that was... what the hell am I thinking? I'm mixing them up.
Yeah, the other...
I can't think of his name.
But then we got Paul Craig versus Jamal Hill, which Paul Craig is a good submission guy, but that Jamal Hill, we were a little impressed with Hill's striking the last time he fought. So we'll see what happens there. Then we got the shoey guy versus some guy, Dontel Mays.
Kay Hansen.
Was it-
Cheyenne
was
Buck.
Oh,
Paul-
Gregor Gillespie's on this
Was
card.
Paul Craig's last fight against...
He's out of the shadow realm?
Holy shit.
He's come back?
He's 13-1, and he's just like falling out of existence.
Well, he did get killed by fucking Kevin Lee.
Was Paul
Yeah.
Craig's last fight Shogun? Was that the last fight?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that wasn't a good fight.
Oh, they fought before and went to a draw. I didn't know that.
I mean, Hill might whip his ass, man. That's probably...
All right, fuck it. Let's go to the pay-per-view because there's not a lot to say here.
I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for this one.
How could you not be excited for this?
Yeah.
I'm not even so much excited for. I mean, I'm excited for Stipe versus Ngannou, but I'm excited for Brian versus.
Volkonowski and Ortega.
This decent card here.
O'Malley's coming back.
Yeah, so we got Stipe versus Francis Ngannou. Can't wait for that fight. As much as I love Stipe, I'm hoping for a Francis Ngannou win just because I want to see Francis versus Jones. Alexander Volkonowski versus Brian Ortega. I'm rooting for your boy. I'm rooting for Ortega.
My
there.
Me too.
baby.
Yeah. Tyrone
man.
Woodley versus Vincent Lucay. I'm rooting for anybody that's not named Tyrone Woodley.
I'm actually excited for Vicente Luque because he's been bitching that they haven't given him like anybody like a name. I mean, I think he fought Stephen Thompson.
I mean, if Woodley loses this, it's time to call it quits,
Dude, yeah,
man.
just
Like,
get the
if
fuck
you
outta
don't
here,
do
man.
anything,
Yeah.
And then Thomas Almeida versus Sean O'Malley, which when you look at their records, it's actually probably a decent fight for Sean O'Malley, especially since he keeps having feet problems.
I'm not a fan of Sean O'Malley anymore.
I don't think I am either. Comma worthy. I mean,
I'm a fan of him in the cage.
I'm a fan of him in the cage.
Yeah.
Like his fighting style when he's not having a broken foot, he's fun to watch.
I'd
Yeah.
prefer Riff Raff's personality, though.
yeah, for sure. I prefer Riff Raff's personality, and I don't like Riff Raff.
My main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
He put a thing that was like Riff Raff wants to save the sea turtles. And I was like, okay.
Dyed his dog blue.
Like what?
Shit, dude. I love Riff Raff. I went to a Riff, dude. My buddy drugged me to a Riff Raff concert. And I was like, this is gonna be fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I hate this shit. I had the best time of my life, dude. I ended up like on a whole weekend party and shit afterwards. Go to a Riff Raff concert, you'll have a good time.
I
I ended
him
up
at
in
Warped Tour.
Morgantown in this house with like 3 stories, and every story had a DJ. It was nuts.
I
dude.
think I might know what house you're talking about. I think I've been there.
It was in Morgantown.
That's why I think I've been there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
Probably
is actually a nice little pay-per-view.
Yeah, Calm is fighting.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that.
I hope he wins.
Me too.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, and homegrown. And, yeah,
Right.
I really hope he wins.
Yeah, he was on a nice streak too before his last fight, which he lost. But,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I'd like to start training up at the academy.
I think
I
he had
know someone
7
that goes
wins.
there.
Yeah, he had a nice little
Yeah.
streak going.
Yeah.
That Luis Pena that he beat with the guillotine choke is really no joke.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just a stumble and he gets back on track. I'd like to see him.
I mean, that Ottoman guy was just a fucking
yeah,
break
monster,
house.
yeah.
Ugh.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I don't remember now.
Jamie
Whoops.
Malarkey.
It's malarkey. It's a bunch of malarkey. You better dispatch this malarkey, dude. You better come in there, guns Joe Biden blazing, getting rid of that malarkey, dude.
All right. Well, I think that's it. We will be back next week to talk about that card. We should try to probably pick up a lot of news or maybe even fan questions because I don't feel like there's not going to be a lot to
I
talk about.
won't be
on
here.
She won't be here.
Well, if you're going to miss one, that's the one to miss.
No, I'll be
Yeah.
in sunny Florida.
Maybe we end up bunching those 2 together, those fight nights. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
know. We'll
rough because
see.
we do got to start trying to get back to the
every week. Yeah,
every week, man. It just
Yeah.
we lose viewership when we don't do every week.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but all right, that is all we got, and we will catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.